And away we go. Welcome again to the Darren Green Show, your weekly dose of pop culture news, music, social media gossip, and reality TV. Be sure that if you are watching this on YouTube to leave your thoughts in the comments. I cannot stress this enough. They recommend my videos to the subscribers. If you guys comment, please curse me out, leave an emoji, do whatever you got to do, child. Honestly. And if you're not subscribed to the channel, girl, what are we doing? Subscribe to that goddamn channel, okay? At this point, what are y'all not subscribed for? And for the audio listeners, hey, be sure to leave a rate and review. We love those. We got to make our way into the algorithms any way, shape, or form on that audio side of the podcast. So please be sure to be interacting with that, whether that means following on Spotify or subscribing on Apple Podcasts or from wherever. And also, I don't know, I think we're going to be doing some changes with the schedule. Okay, our schedule, content schedule. I'm thinking about doing the shows on Sunday and then doing the reality TV, well, at this point, Real Housewives of Atlanta recaps on Monday, which gives me some time to either come up with another episode on Tuesday or Wednesday. Because what I find out is that when I drop these episodes on Monday, that Sunday and Monday ratio is always something going on in those days. And I'm just like, what the hell? Like, I'm over here dropping an episode on Monday and freaking Kanye West and slapped the damn president or something. You get what I'm saying? Like, it's always something going on in those 2 days. And it's just, I never really get to mention it until next episode, which will probably be too late. You get what I'm saying? So I think it's probably going to be for the best for me. And then especially when I transition into a new job, wherever the job that is, child. It'll be easier for me to just do the episode, drop it on Sunday, and then go talk about Housewives of Atlanta like right after, the day after, instead of y'all waiting like another day for a recap. Especially if the episode was trash. I'm like, child, I want to get this out of the way. So yeah, we had to do a little bit of housekeeping, child. But I'm thinking about maybe starting that next week. So we'll probably be on again Sunday. Okay, so we'll see how that goes. Now, as for my week report, girl, I was running so many errands last week. I'm just like, girl, I'm errand out. Okay, that's the unfortunate reality as adults, child. We got to run some errands, child. I had to do my taxes. I stopped going to H&R Block because I don't know if y'all know, but if y'all go to H&R Block, like y'all go to the actual office where they do your taxes, they charge them almost $300, $280 something. I'm like, are y'all kidding me? They charged me that last year. And yeah, I had 2 W-2s to get processed or whatever. And then I had like my TikTok stuff. They charged me like $280 something. And then I owed IRS another $100. They sent me that a couple weeks after I got my refund, which the refund I didn't get nothing from the refund. I'm like, I don't know if it's the tax pro. I don't know if it's the company in general. Because at the end of the day, if I paid when I saw your ass and you did my taxes, I shouldn't have to pay IRS anything else. So I went to a whole nother place. It's not as convenient as H&R Block. It's a smaller business. We support small businesses up in here. Not as convenient because I literally was there from 12 to 5 p.m. Okay. Not a fun day. All right. Also went to a career fair. They had a career fair for like state jobs in my city or whatever. I'm trying to get me like a little state job. Back office. Come on. Hey. There was a couple of companies that I applied for, and there was a couple, gave them my resumes. I love doing that. They had a seminar too on how to apply for a state job. I'm like, girl, I'm not doing that while I can be talking to the people, like the representatives of these companies. No, I'm doing this. So I gave out a lot of my resumes. So hopefully, fingers crossed, give me a nice little state job so I can get me a nice little place. Okay. Because I got to go. Other than that, I was just applying. Like, child, it was, when I tell you, and let me tell you something, this is not a sponsored ad, I promise. Bandana.com. Look at the finger. Sorry, audio listeners. That place, I like it. I like that better than Indeed because I don't like applying, and I don't want to make this about my job venture, but whatever. This podcast is part blog anyway, or vlog, excuse me. My whole thing is with Indeed and other places like that, like even LinkedIn, they have this easy to apply option where you apply on the third party site and then it gets to the actual company. I don't like that shit. I miss when you used to go on the website of the company, they had job postings and you applied on their website and it went right to them, child. And that's exactly what Bandana does. Bandana pinpoints jobs that are open for applying and stuff like that, and they take you right to the website. And what I like what it does is it gives you like the map that's from wherever you're living in, and it has little like pinpoints of, oh, this place is hiring here, that place is hiring there. You click on it, you go to the website, and you apply. I love that site. I really do love that site. And I definitely, if you guys are searching for a job or searching for a new job, child, check that place out. It's called Bandana. I might put it in the description, child. Anyway, that felt like a whole ad. That felt like a whole ad. Unfortunately, well, I'm not getting paid from it, so I know it's not an ad. Anyway, so yeah, I was working on stuff like that, girl. It's nothing much, child. This is a very boring, mundane week, honey. But we can get into the topics because I see it's close to that time. We were 6 minutes in, so we have a lot to talk about. We got to talk about Kanye West and how he lost his ever-loving mind again on multiple occasions. We'll talk about that. We'll also talk about Jonathan Majors. He had a hell of a week following his premiere of his movie that he did with Zeus. Just unhilarious. Yeah, girl. I know that's right. She stuck it to the man. Okay, she drags the Breakfast Club earlier this week. I wanted to talk about that briefly. I also wanted to talk about Tiana Taylor and how she's dragging her ex-husband child on live. All that and more coming up on the Darren Green Show. All right, so I want to get into our first topic. We have to talk about Kanye West. Now, here's the thing, child. I said I wasn't going to talk about this clown. I said I wasn't going to talk about it no more. And I tell people, like, we need to ignore this man because this man is like, he literally feeds off of attention and people talking about him and stuff like that. But like I said with the Trump thing last couple episodes ago, it's just so hard to look away. It really is so hard to look away. I didn't think, like, last time we talked about Kanye West, I think he was on like an NYZI rant and he had the little weird symbols on his shirt. Like, he was doing that. And talking about saying slurs and just all types of deplorable things. I didn't think it would get lower than that, but we got lower than that. Like, it never fails with Kanye. Never fails, right? But let's timeline everything, right? Because there was two events that happened. There was two things that he did that people was like really not on his side with, child. Earlier this week, he tried to put out a song that had his daughter North in it, and it had Diddy's son, I think his name is King Combs, and an audio grab of Diddy himself in the jail talking about something. I'm trying to feed my kids. I'm trying to feed my family. That and the third. It was some song. It's not important. To my knowledge, I believe he dropped an album on his website. He has not dropped an album. He didn't release it on Spotify or Apple Podcasts or any other major platforms as you get music. You have to literally buy it off of his site. We did not go ahead. Well, I mean, I looked at the site. It looked like it just was stuff. Like, it was tweets that was embedded in there and then just saying, oh, like, he has this new line, his shirts that he's selling for $20, wet or whatever you want to call it. I didn't see much music. I mean, I went to the music section. I didn't see anything that said, hey, this album is for sale. But apparently he dropped the album on his website or whatever. But this one song in particular that had Northwest on it, it was quickly blocked by Kim Kardashian because Kim Kardashian owns the copyright to Northwest's name, and she did not approve of this release. Even worse, in this week, child, that we found out, Kim Kardashian reportedly called for an emergency custody hearing after learning that Andrew Tate and Tristan Tate, that's the Tate brothers, honey, that's the traffickers, okay, would be present during Kanye West's visit with Northwest, according to People magazine. Okay, so he's trying to get literal traffickers to hang out with his daughter. Yeah, that's what was going on this week with Kanye. And to make matters even worse, he said something very vile on X about Beyonce and Jay-Z's twins. Okay, basically calling them the hard R. Fill in the blank. We cannot say this on air, child. Okay. His reason for coming for the Carters, because he did explain, oh, well, Jay didn't come to my wedding, or the Carters didn't help me with, they are trafficking my daughter or whatever, and Jay and B didn't help me, and this, that, and the third. And he believes that Kim is, like I said, trafficking his daughter. I don't get where that's coming from, but that's the story at hand. I mean, he even made a tweet saying that he's not going to apologize to the Carters. Do I have that tweet, child? Do we have the tweet, honey? No, that's not. Ooh, we ain't talking about that yet. What did he say, child? No, I guess I didn't get the tweet, child. But anyway, they said that Beyonce and Jay-Z are considering taking legal action. We'll get into that a little bit later. My whole thing with this situation, because we're going to layer everything before I get into that, there's a whole lot of BS going on. Okay, and I definitely feel bad for the kids. And I think that Kim, and I'm sorry how this may sound, take this with a grain of salt if you are a Kanye West fan. Kim needs to go take them kids and get full custody. I mean full custody. I mean, honestly, y'all need to have Kanye West have monitored visits every time he see his kids, because like, you was about to bring Andrew Tate around your daughter knowing that he get into the deplorable things as trafficking, and then want to say that Kim is trafficking your daughter. Wow, I mean, but you're bringing your daughter around actual traffickers. You get what I'm saying? You're basically putting your daughter in the lion's den. And honestly, I think we need to start having this guardianship conversation when it comes to Kanye West. Because they did it all with Britney. We're seeing it with Wendy. You get what I'm saying? But we never see it on the male side of things. And let me just tell you something. Kanye West is probably a person that probably needs that shit, because the things that he's getting into, he is no longer is hurting himself. He is hurting the people around him. That means his family. That means his kids. When I saw that tweet talking about all the people that betrayed him, it went from John Legend to freaking Jay-Z, Beyonce, and then he said my own kids. I think that his psyche is so off. I don't think he could be a danger to other people at this point. It's no longer just a danger to himself, but I think I think he's a danger to other people, the people that's around him. And I think that guardianship conversation need to happen. I mean, I think Bianca Censori that's probably why Bianca Censori, and I said this before, that's probably why Bianca Censori is staying as long as she is staying, okay? And she's doing all the things that need to be done because she's waiting for that opportune time, okay? She's waiting for that time to be like, all right, well, he cannot be in control of his money, so I'm about to take over all this shit, okay? I'm telling you right now, that's going to be the story. But look, like that, it's all alleged, okay? I don't want to get sued, child. But let's talk about the mental health aspect in this, because I saw a lot of people talking about, oh my goodness, like we got to give him patience and give him grace. He's going through mental health. He lost his mother. Don't make me play that damn violin. Do not make me play that goddamn violin right now. I'm so sick of people saying shit like that. I'm so sick of people saying some shit like that. His mother passed away decades ago. And I'm not saying that losing a parent is definitely something that is traumatizing. I feel like if you live long enough, you've lost a loved one that was close to you. I am people. You get what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure people that's listening to this also. But at the end of the day, when you become a menace to society because of a loss of a loved one, no, sir, that's something that you need to work out and not bring it to everybody else's situation. You get what I'm saying? You calling somebody children the R word, you get what I'm saying? Because you upset because someone ain't go to your freaking wedding and they not helping you out with the situation that you got yourself in because you made the conscious decision to make all those babies with that girl that you're saying is a culture vulture and a bad person, a trafficker. Air quotes, air quotes. And you expect you expect Jay-Z to fight your battles. He ain't gonna fight your battles this time again. He already fought your battles before. We'll get into that a little bit later. But back to the mental health thing. I'm just tired of people making that excuse as to why people act shitty. I don't like that. I think that I'm equating this situation to, because we know people that use the death of a family member and they make it their whole personality to the point they become like a shitty individual to the people that's in their actual life, that's still living, that's still trying to maintain a relationship with them. You treat them like shit because you're upset because this other part of your life is gone. Yeah, no, you don't get no sympathy from me. You don't get no sympathy from me and you don't get no sympathy from anybody else. Okay? Let's be very clear on that. Mental health is important, but actively working to fix your situation is the part that we always miss. He needs to talk to somebody. I think, pray tell, he needs to talk to Ayanla. Ayanla, I know she does private stuff now. She's not on television. He don't need to be on television anyway. Don't give him no more validation. You need to call Ayanla because I believe Ayanla could probably do something. I think she could do something, child. Because if he keeps on going down this road, I don't see him progressing much longer, honestly. And do with that information what you will. Now, in regards to the Carters, the source told Page Six that the couple will absolutely not stand for after the rapper has, in quotes, spoken about their children in such a vulgar and offensive manner. Jay-Z and Beyonce are aware of the post that Kanye West made since deleted and are discussing how they want to handle the situation, whether that be privately and or legal matter. Okay, that's what the insider said. Girl, you better hope it's just legal. Like it's a legal matter, child. And they get their lawyers involved because they saying they want to speak to him privately, child. They want to speak privately. Let me tell you something about somebody talking about somebody's kids. Now, honestly, I feel like they should pay it. I feel like the Carters should pay it. But I do understand that you talk about somebody's kids, that's fighting words for some people. Hell, that might be killing words for others. You get what I'm saying? But this is what he wants, right? This is what he wants. He wants the Carters to respond because that gives him or and make a public statement or whatever. He wants them to be agitated because that's what he is right now. He's an agitator. He has nothing else going on. Music is trash. Everybody else around him that's his peers are excelling and doing whatever they need to do. They're thriving and he's stagnant. Okay? You're the person that is a sea lover. Okay? You love the mustache man. Okay? And you have not grown from that. Even your fans are starting to draw back. But anyway, the fact that you would come for that man kids, and I'm not saying this as a beehive, I'm saying this parent to parent. You come for that man kids. Jay-Z put your ass on. We remember when you were canceled. The first time you got canceled before cancel culture was even a thing. Okay, when you showed your ass at that VMA Awards with Taylor Swift and Jay-Z did a damn joint album with you and worked with you and put you in spaces where you were not allowed to be in because of what you did. And you do that shit and then you call this man child. You get what I'm saying? That's crazy. And you doing this because he didn't go to your wedding? And what do you expect the Carters to do as far as your children and saving them from traffickers or whatever the case is? You want the Carters to come up to Kim's house and steal and kidnap kids and give them to you? Let me tell you what this is. You always wanted to say that, what you said and what you've been saying, because of jealousy. Notice how his recent tweets, right, was rooted in envy. He talked shit about Kendrick Lamar, saying that Not Like Us was trash. You dragging Playboy Cardi. You get what I'm saying? And then you talked about the Carters. You know what I'm saying? Like Beyonce about to go on the tour, like they all got their comeuppance and stuff like that. You talked about Kendrick because Kendrick won a rap beef against Drake, something that you could not do. Playboy Cardi had a really good album rollout with his recent project, something you couldn't do for years. Last project you did that was somewhatly successful, and I'm being very generous, is The Life of Pablo. But that was because of controversy. And you're mad at Jay-Z because he's your peer and the Carters are doing well and you are not. You're selling shirts for $20 on your website with swastikas on it. You're doing that just to build controversy because no one's checking for you, Kanye. No one, and that's the problem. Nobody is checking for you. This is what happens with certain celebrities, and I do mean certain because I don't think all celebrities are like this, but when they are not in the limelight anymore and they are just doing anything just for attention and just for people to just react to them, it just really messes with their psyche even more. And he already has mental issues, so this is times 10. You know, I think that, and I love how the media, the stories were very lighthearted this week when it comes to Kanye, because I think people are now numb to what he's saying. I mean, at this point, I think he done said everything at this point. There's nothing else that he can say that could be more deplorable, in my opinion. I don't know. I think that he just, I don't know. I mean, I think the media and people in general are just over it. And I think that I loved like like when we heard about those tweets, I didn't even see people posting about those tweets until like later on into the week, like towards the end of the week or whatever. And that's when they said they got the response that Jay and Beyonce might be taking legal action or whatever. But like for the most part, like people was not talking about that. And I think that's good. I think that's really good because you know what? The more he gets ignored, I think the more he'll realize that we don't give no more. And maybe that can cause him to either go away or actually make some good music. Because let's be very clear, the music that's being showcased, because I heard a little bit of the snippets that he did with the song that he had his daughter on with Diddy. Trash, you haven't had a good song in a long time because you are not trying and you are, somebody said that you ran out of ideas. Because let's be clear. Kanye West is an amazing artist. Like he made hits, but it's just not that the music is not hitting anymore. I don't think he lost the sauce. I just think that he's just distracted with other things. I mean, the same reason why, and before y'all get me for making this connection or comparison, the way I felt about like Lil Nas X and how he's solely relying on his antics and not the music. And I feel like that same thing with Kanye, his antics, I mean, his tweeting and his announcing of his alliance with Nazis and Hitler and all that stuff, right? You're doing that more than you're making good music. And the music that you are dropping is not good because you're not making it with the heart. And we'll just leave it off on that. I'm off this topic. I don't want to talk about Kanye West too much because, honey, we are already 23 minutes in and we got a whole show to do. Okay. Now, this other train wreck that I wanted to talk about was none other than Jonathan Majors. Girl. Now, we have a lot to get into with that, right? So let me just talk about this for a second. So Jonathan Majors got himself into a pickle this week, okay, during the release of his highly anticipated Zeus Network original film, Magazine Dreams, okay? And a leaked audio came out basically the same time he's doing like press for this movie. And it's him admitting to physically assaulting his then girlfriend. Okay, remember the one that got him for a DV? He went to court and everything, lost his brand deals, his management, all that stuff, right? Let's play the audio, child, because I mean, it's been circling around all week, but I'm pretty sure you guys heard it.
I've never wrestled with a woman before, and it's just, I've never aggressed. Like,
he strangled me and pushed me against the car.
All those things are under aggress.
Yeah.
Like, that's never happened to me, so I'm
because I said something sarcastically, if in your eyes.
Clearly it's more than that.
Yeah.
Clearly that.
Something inside of you.
Okay, and that's basically what it is. He's admitting to actually strangling. I think he said something, I never put my hands on a woman before. This, that, and the third. Yeah, so that happened. Now, this doesn't stop him, right, from going on a media circuit this week. He did a interview with Sherry Shepherd. He also did an interview with Complex. I believe I saw him on The Breakfast Club recently. He's been doing his runs, and I will highlight on two of those interviews because I found those to be very interesting. In like midweek, we got this announcement that, you know, after the audio came out, after people were saying, oh my goodness, oh, he really did do this, we got the announcement that his girlfriend, Megan Good, and him will be getting married, okay? I thought that was very interesting. My thing is, just first of all, towards the ex, right? Why didn't you lead into this audio when you took him to court? Like, why was this audio not brought out? I mean, you had it. Obviously, you had the audio. It was your audio. I mean, he wouldn't record himself, of course. I don't know. You could have won. I don't know what type of time that girl was on. Didn't she end up leaving the country and stuff like that? Or it was some weird thing that happened. Like she was not showing up to the court dates. And I'm just like, girl, get your shit. No, but seriously, I think we all, just looking at this whole situation, like just and watching his display of emotion throughout all of these interviews and stuff like that, like, I think we have completely looked past the fact that Jonathan Majors is just a horrible actor. Oh my God. Did Tyler Perry sign this man? Honestly, for him sitting there crying on the Sherry Shepherd show, to him getting on that damn Complex interview talking about, oh, different fragments of realities, and I'm so thankful for this time being here. And what the hell are you talking about? I feel like he's trying to be so artistically, you know how certain actors try to be so articulate with their words and stuff to try to convey some type of other meaning. Nigga, you trying to cover this shit up. We know exactly what the fuck is going on, okay? And then people are saying, oh my goodness, like, where's his PR team? Like, why is his PR team like not doing anything? I'm like, what PR team? Honey, that PR team is freaking Megan Good. That's the PR team right there, okay? That marriage announcement came right after the leak audio dropped. It's not a coincidence. Not a coincidence. Now, I definitely believe that announcement was sure to come eventually. Like, we all knew the day was coming. But, like, it came right after the audio. Girl, we know what y'all trying to do. Y'all trying to change the subject. Ain't gonna change. You may have swindled the general public primarily in people that's in the journalistic, should I even say journalistic? I mean, when we're talking about Sherry Shepherd, I mean, let's talk about that for a second because he got on her show, right? And let's be very clear. Let me see.
Moves through the world in a different way.
Yeah.
So to see you portray this character it touched my heart. So that's why I cried, because you so beautifully portrayed this man who just moves through the world. Thank you. I appreciate that. It really meant something to me watching that movie when I watched you. My son moves through the world.
Let me tell you something, Sherry Shepherd. Let me get into her ass a little bit. You got on candid camera a couple weeks ago to drag Meg Thee Stallion for her poor taste in clothing at the Oscars, saying that she's a bad role model for little girls. And you bring up your son to congratulate Jonathan Majors, a DV abuser. Let's be very clear. If you did your research, if your Hot Topics team did their research, because we know you ain't writing shit, okay, they would have known that this audio came out. I don't even think she knew about the audio of him admitting to doing this thing. Wendy would never. Wendy would have definitely had him on. Maybe, possibly. But Wendy would have gotten that ass. Wendy would have asked them questions. And that's why shout out to Complex, because Complex did ask the question. They was like, well, how do you feel, about this movie release and this audio that has come out into the internet? Granted, the man he didn't respond. He like dodged the question and talked about something completely different. But still, Complex, you get an E for effort, I guess. But Sherry, oh my God, like the lack of journalism, the lack of journalistic integrity is so wild. Like, I'm telling you, the media is trash now. The media, there's no integrity in media anymore, child. Also, he got on the Breakfast Club recently to talk about how, like, Megan Good, because of being with him, she lost out on endorsements and deals and opportunities because of the affiliation that she had with him. Ugh. I'm just like, Megan, what the hell did you, girl? You really gonna die on this damn hill? And let me tell you something. Let me tell you something right now. Let something happen, and I'm not anticipating, but let something happen with Megan, and I'm telling you, the general public is gonna be like, oh, well, you should have already known. You should have already known where he stood or where he get into, because his last girl. Watch how they gonna turn it around on her. Watch. Okay, that's if it happens. I'm not asking for now. I hope nothing happens to it. I hope he keeps his hands to himself this time. But I'm just telling you what the outcome is going to be. And there was something that was said on TikTok that really resonated with me about this situation. And they basically said that the reason why the general public is dismissing what he did is because of his victim being white. And we see this abuser, Jonathan, exploit the optics of race to avoid accountability. And when we see that, people start to compare the situation to Emmett Till. Oh my goodness, like this white girl lying on him. And yes, there are a lot of cases where that is the truth. Recent cases, you get what I'm saying? That is a thing, but the evidence don't lie. Okay, you were charged with reckless endangerment. You did admit to strangling this girl on audio. And that's why I say, if something was to happen to Megan Good, I'm telling you, they're going to blame her. They're going to be like, well, you should have known. I just think that they're so trashy. The fact that this man was even given a right to just get online and just go on this little media circuit that he went on, trash, completely bonkers. But you know what? I'm off this topic, child, okay? Let's move on. Speaking of things that are unhinged, let's talk about Jess Unhilarious, because she started a lot of things this week, honey. It was a big conversation going on this week about Jess Hilarious and the Breakfast Club. Let's timeline everything, and I'm going to give you guys my thoughts, okay? Now, on Tuesday, the comedian who recently returned to the show after maternity leave took to her Instagram to express her frustrations with Charlamagne the God, Lauren LaRosa, and DJ Envy. She claimed that she felt played and unsupported by the trio after Corey Holcomb, or whatever, however the hell you pronounce that name. We're going to call him Corey for the rest of the time. Accused her of lacking talent and suggested that the temporary replacement, Lauren LaRosa, was a better suit for the radio show. Now, on March 12th, the episode with Corey, he boldly stated that Jess wasn't talented and Lauren LaRosa, who has been filling in for her temporarily, was better suited for the role because she knew how to fit in with Charlamagne and DJ Envy, okay? Now, naturally, Jess Hilarious took offense to this and ranted on her Instagram Live. And then Jess speculated why the former Breakfast Club show host Angela Yee may have left the radio platform, pondering if it was due to a similar drama miscommunication. Jess took over Yee in 2024. Now, let's be very clear. What happened with Angela Yee and what's happening now with Jess Hilarious, I want to say it's two different things. I don't think it had anything to do, like they weren't going to replace her. I think had Angela Yee not left, Angela Yee would have still been there. I don't think like Angela Yee, it was perfect. Like down to the minute detail, okay? When Angela Yee was right there, we had Toxic Charlamagne, and then we had DJ Envy that kind of played off on Charlamagne's toxicity, and then we had Angela Yee that really grounded and steered the ship in a way, or she kept everything grounded and was the voice of reason, I should say. It was like a perfect balance. She left, shit went haywire. It went completely haywire. So I believe that they probably would have kept Angela Yee as long as they would have. I think Angela Yee, it could have been a monetary thing. Possibly she wanted more since her seniority, because she's been on there for a long time. And they weren't willing to budge, and that's when she made her own show. That's just my opinion. Just Hilarious is a completely different thing, and we'll get into that. But in the series of the follow-up videos, the broadcast star shared more of her frustrations about the radio show. She confessed that she initially felt threatened by La Rosa, especially after the former TMZ employee was given her popular segment, Jess with the Mess, while she was on maternity leave. While the entertainer acknowledged that La Rosa was doing her best with the segment, she felt disrespected by production. And she basically goes in. I'm not going to share all the clips from the live. You guys are already seeing this stuff. They got on the show, and that's where shit went haywire again. We see Jess going back and forth with Lauren a little bit, and we see Jess really going after DJ Envy, because DJ Envy was upset that she brought this to social media, and she should have brought it. Should have been something that was behind the scenes and all that stuff, all that in the bag of chips. We all saw how that played out, right? A lot of people was talking. Let me give you guys my thoughts about this. Where do I want to start? And I talked about this on my TikTok. I already made a TikTok video about this, but we can rehash it. I basically said that what happened was they hired Jess on because of her big following on Instagram. It was destined. Like, her following is going to support the show and watch the show and this, that, and the third. And for the little bit, like, people were intrigued at the fact that she did this radio show. Even though I don't really mess with her like that. She says a lot of deplorable things. I don't care for her, but it made sense for her to be on that show, because that's what a lot of those people that's on that show say, a lot of deplorable things. So it just makes sense, right? So for that, I was like, okay, that's good. And then when people saw her on the show, I mean, we're talking about the Hooked on Phonics reading. Where's she be delivering the news, child? She be like a damn middle schooler be reading when you used to pass the book around to read. And we know the one kid that didn't know how to read fluently. So he was like, the person went to the street and then that's how she was sounding, okay? It didn't work. Okay, she ended up getting pregnant and she was on maternity leave. And then that's when Lauren LaRosa came in. And I think what happened was Lauren LaRosa did what needed to be done. And that's just the God's honest truth. Okay, she did what needed to be done, possibly better than Jess. You get what I'm saying? So when Jess comes back and this lady is still here, because the agreement was she was supposed to be gone. She's a producer by the time Jess comes back. Well, that never happened. She stayed on the show with Jess. And I think that's where the frustration is, because it's just a lack of communication. Now, when I say lack of communication, I do believe that it's on the producer's fault. I think it's on DJ Envy and possibly Charlamagne, but definitely DJ Envy, for you to drag her or say that you shouldn't have took it to social media. I'm pretty sure she had a conversation with y'all to which y'all gaslighted her, which gave her no choice than to go on social media. It could be a shot in the dark, but I think that's literally what happened. But I will say, it looks like they were able to get over things. I mean, I've seen after that show, that blow up, when she was arguing back and forth with Lauren and DJ Envy, it looks like they're still doing episodes and they seem copacetic. So hopefully things got resolved. But I will say this. It was good radio. It was good radio. Good job on DJ Envy and Charlamagne the God's part, because y'all stirred this mother loving pot. Multiple things could be true at the same time, right? I think that she was definitely done wrong. We can have that conversation about how when a woman comes back to her job for maternity leave, they essentially come back to no job or a shell of a job. We've seen that example here with Jess Hilarious. The conversation of keeping Lauren around. that should have been something that was told to her. You just placed this woman in here. And poor Lauren, you put this girl through the line of fire. I think that Jess has been wronged, but at the same time, she has said so much and has done so much in her time in the social media space that people don't care. Like, a lot of people really did not care about this. And a lot of people saying that Lauren LaRosa is better than her and she needs to be replaced. There was rumors going out that they said they were going to fire her. We know that that's not to be true. That's not confirmed, at least. But it does look like they're trying to test Jess so that she can leave. We all know what that looks like, right? When you have a show and you have a certain way of doing a show, or the show worked with these type of people and then you add new people on and it doesn't really mesh well, because I feel like Jess doesn't really mesh well. I don't think that Jess is not talented. She's a very funny girl. She's a very funny comedian. I think radio is just probably not her thing. And I think what they were trying to do, they were trying to usher in this new girl, maybe make her mad so she can sit there and quit or get rid of her contract or whatever. But I think that communication is key. And this is a corporate business, honey. I mean, y'all have job positions it's on iHeart. I mean, it's a corporate thing. Why are y'all having this Love and Hip Hop ass drama on y'all radio? That's just, it's messy. And it seems like y'all doing this for numbers because people's tuning in. It's probably one of your best views was them arguing. Look, I think that people don't like Jess Hilarious, but at the same time, she was done wrong. I didn't like how Jess took the bait, though. Let's be very clear. You mad at DJ Envy and Charlamagne and possibly some people behind the scenes. You're not mad at Lauren. You told that girl to shut up because she was talking too much. Girl, look, you on radio. You can't just be umming and ahhing all the time. Okay? If you don't talk, somebody else will. Sorry if you think she's talking too much, but you not talking enough. And my thing is, you taking the bait because you know them dudes wanted y'all to argue. They wanted a cat fight because that's one thing that's going to give you some goddamn ratings. That's the reason why they put Nicki Minaj and Mariah Carey that one season on American Idol. They wanted a cat fight. Okay. And you gave it to them. I mean, you didn't really go in on Lauren, but like you telling her to shut up and she telling you like, I'm a grown ass woman. Like you telling me to shut up for what is this? What's going on? You should have been dragging, y'all both should have been dragging the dudes in the room because they was the ones that's getting y'all to get rowdy. But, you know, I digress. It is what it is. It happened. Apparently it's over and they got through it. So shout out to them, child. We'll wonder what the next situation is going to be, child. Anyway, we can move on. I did want to talk about Tiana Taylor for a little bit because, honey, she went on live. All right. She went on Instagram live to express her frustrations, revealing that she didn't want any of the details of her divorce to be public and that she had the case sealed for a reason. She also addressed rumors that she wanted, that's her ex-husband, jailed, clarifying that she never said that. However, she did claim to have proof that Iman has been paying blogs to leak information about their divorce settlement. Now, here is a little bit of that live. I want to play a little bit of it now, okay?
I want to get my back blown out in peace.
Oh.
You think I got time to talk about a divorce that's a year old?
She said, get that back blown out in peace, child. Okay, I know that Air Pierre. I know that Air Pierre is doing what needs to be done over there, child. I'm so jealous of you, Tiana, and I'm glad for you at the same time.
That's a year old, y'all. Let's be fucking for real. Let's be real. And I'm like just so irritated because I didn't want none of this to come out from the beginning. So when people saying, for everybody that's saying, oh, well, this, y'all celebrities, this is what come with it. No divorce stuff is private. It can absolutely stay private if you allow it to stay private. I'm going to give you one even better. We went to mediation that he did not show up to. Mediation avoids you from going to court.
That is true.
Now we got to go to court. Cool. We'll go to court because we can't figure it out. He won't show up to mediation. I'm stuck paying for that. Bet. Cool. We got to go to court. My biggest mistake, but something that I don't regret, was giving him the amount of grace that I gave him.
Yes,
because it only
you gave him so much grace. But go ahead.
Backfired on me. It only backfired on me. Because I gave a man grace who didn't give it back. So for y'all sitting there saying she want to see the father of her children in jail, I never said that. But most importantly, as the mother of his children, I told him I didn't feel safe. Niggas is saying, Yeah, because if I was Trump, I would have off that bitch. She would have to take her to see the king. And I'm literally getting threats by grown men. By grown men. Me and Iman have been very cordial, so I felt the need to hit him up. And I was like, hey, baby daddy, what's going on? I'm getting things back to me that you are paying blogs to post a certain narrative. And I don't believe it, so I'd rather come to you because we've actually been in a very great space. And I just want to come to you because, one, I'm not feeling safe. Like, I don't take that lightly. I don't take people making threats lightly. I don't take people making me look like I'm trying to take a black man for all he got lightly. That's not even what I represent. Like, I don't take those kind of things lightly. So I'm coming to you and I'm telling you that I don't feel safe.
Yeah, we could stop here. That is I think that I've always felt like there was definitely a whistleblower in this situation because there was a lot of information that came out that I always felt, how did they get that information? I mean, I get it, they're famous or whatever. People are going to look it up. Some of the stuff is public knowledge, public documentations and stuff like that. But like, it always did feel like there was like some type of a whistleblower with their connection. Because like, why were information coming out? Even when the shit was fresh, they were saying, oh, well, the reason why they had woes was because Iman was a little bit jealous of her career and narcissism and all this other crap. Now we're seeing that she wanted to have him go to jail. That shit just sounds preposterous. That does not even make any damn sense. And it does sound like he let me tell you what probably happened, Jam. He saw that she potentially or is getting that back blown out by that man, Aaron Pierre. Okay, and he definitely was jealous about that because I don't see no woman on his arm, Jam. So it looked like she moved on well, probably moved up in the world. Okay, as far as, because I heard about Aaron, child. And he probably didn't like that. And he probably was like, you know what, I'm gonna make this bag. I'm gonna send these little court documents to the blogs or whatever, get some money or whatever. That is some grimy ass shit. I never would have thought it would be him because I thought that Iman held himself up to a certain stature that is just like unbothered or just mature. I don't know. Like, it's just a lot of these niggas be doing they dirt behind the scenes, and it's so surprising to see. I should say it's very surprising to see, if you're asking me. But I do feel bad for Tiana Taylor. But also, girl, that's a part of living, child. You move on, and the people that you move on from, child, they're not happy for you. They hate to see that you got somebody else that under their arm and all that stuff, and they're not there, and they're not progressing in any way, shape, or form. Because I'm hearing that even, I mean, Tiana's in talks of like different movie deals and stuff. So things is moving and shaking over there with the Taylors. Okay, I don't know about the Shumpert or whatever you say his last name, Chad. I don't know what's going on over there, but I can see that this has something to do a little bit with jealousy, okay? Another topic that I wanted to get into very quickly before I go on into the reality of things. Yeah, Lizzo, she spoke with Andy Cohen recently, basically talking about how she shuts down rumors that she's apparently no longer a part of the body positivity because she lost weight. I wanted to show this because I love what she said here, but this is what she said.
People don't know what body positivity is.
Okay.
Because the body positivity movement was very political.
Yeah.
And it got taken and commercialized.
Yeah.
And now body positivity to people is code word for fat.
Okay.
DEI is code word for black or whatever.
Yes.
So they're like, oh, she's not body positive anymore. I'm not fat anymore. But like, I'm still body positive because the body positive movement was actually created by a subgroup of people who were not put in the media, who were not praised, who were told we shouldn't exist and we weren't good enough because our bodies were bigger or disabled or even like queer and trans people. Like, we were all a part of this, like, first, I don't even know what wave of body positivity we're a part of because I think it's been happening for many decades. But the most recent wave, like the 2016 era, it was about me like bucking against society telling me I shouldn't exist, I shouldn't wear leotards, and I shouldn't like how I look.
Right.
I think people...
Yeah, and I think that's what it always was. And I think people really, and somebody said this in the comments too, why are we so focused on her weight? Well, it's the general public's fault. We made everything about Lizzo about her weight. She didn't. She wanted to be a singer. She is. I mean, even though I'm not really messing with a lot of her new music, but yeah, that's body positive. Anybody can be body positive. Literally anybody in this world. It does not mean It does not mean just big people. You get what I'm saying? It's loving yourself in the skin that you're in and the weight that you're in, and understanding that, hey, if you want to change it, if you don't, okay. That's all it was. I think people wish we get away from this conversation, but you know, it's going to keep on. It's going to keep on coming. As much weight as she losing, child, they're going to keep on saying the weight conversations is just going to keep on happening, and people are going to attack the body positivity movement and thinking it's promoting unhealthy ways and all this other stuff. It's just weird. People are weird, and I'm tired of it. We can get into the reality of it all. I only got one topic to talk about as far as reality TV. We're going to give you the episode, the recap tomorrow for Real Housewives of Atlanta, so I don't have much to say about that. But I'll say I have been watching Married to Medicine, and I saw this clip right here. Oh, God. Phaedra Parks dragged, the Married to Medicine cast. I'll just take a look at this.
Is missing tonight. Miss Phaedra Parks was invited to be here, of course. She chose not to come. Have you spoken to her recently?
I did. I asked her to come. She said she wouldn't help this show for
Well, tonight we also have some never-before-seen clips from this season to show you all. Here's a never-before-seen clip from Miss Phaedra Parks.
Oh,
What have you learned from your time with the lady?
that they're trash. Oh, so I'm not going to be able to say that I enjoyed anything about this group because I feel like they're demonic minions of hell. They're those bitches, those mean, angry black women who are mean to other black women because they fat, they funny looking. You know what I'm saying? They're just jealous and hateful. I don't see a future with these ladies because they don't like me. And I like people who like me. And I don't try to participate in spaces that I'm not welcomed in. So I'm very happy to be leaving. I'm ecstatic.
When I tell you, every word she said was the truth. Now, two things can't be true at the same time. Phaedra, this was a little bit of your karma, honey, because let's be very clear. You call them dark and demonic and trash, girl. Don't act like we ain't forget why you got fired the first time and what you did to Candy. Trying to accuse that girl of the hard R word, R-A-P-E. Like, that was demonic. Let's be very clear. I think she got a little bit of her taste of her own medicine coming on to the show, but I do think that they were mean to, they did like, when you think about what happened, right? And my best friend had to really bring it to layman's terms for me again, because I got why Phaedra was upset, but I didn't get to the full extent. You come on the show, the first season she came on, welcomed her with open arms. The second season, you bring heavily, and everybody else that facilitated, which was probably Simone and Jackie, you brought Phaedra's ex-husband to a couples trip, and he brought his now wife that he cheated on her with and was talking shit about her the entire time of this trip. And you expect Phaedra to still be wanting to be friends and frolic with y'all and help y'all out and coming on to the show for the reunion? You bitches are trash. Y'all are trash. Y'all are demonic. Y'all, everything that she said. These women, and the fact that I didn't show the part where they responded is really not needed, but the narcissism in that room, and it's clear that she was talking about Jackie, Simone, and Heavenly, and possibly Quad, because she is friends with T and Toya, so I don't think that had anything to do with Toya or Sweet Tea. But no, she was talking about the hoes over there. Okay, we're talking about Jackie, Simone, Quad, and Heavenly especially. Okay, so I think this is going to be an interesting reunion, but it's not going to be as good because now Phaedra's not going to be there. See, your punching bag wasn't there. And I'm telling you right now, them ratings next year, all that shit y'all was talking about with Housewives of Atlanta, I hope them ratings are good. It better be for your sakes. Okay? With that being said, that's all I have for reality TV. I mean, I was going to talk about Candy, talking about Tamar or whatever. I don't care about Candy and Tamar, child. Who cares about them, child? They dragging each other, child. Now they responding. Monique, Could we get into her a little bit? I know this is not on my girl. Just the last little bit of topics, right? We saw how Tyler Perry spoke at the funeral for the R&B singer Angie Stones. And he spoke very profoundly. He spoke about how she was not giving her credit monetarily or whatever you want to call it. You know how the industry does black artists. And he spoke about that. And yes, look, Tyler Perry screwed over some people too, but at the end of the day, we ain't talk about that right now. Okay, this woman died. This woman lost her life. Okay, and they are talking about it, and it is what it is. But for Monique to sit there and make a damn 4-paragraph essay on how Tyler is so hypocritical because you're talking about all the stuff that Angie should have gotten and all the stuff, but you never did this for me, and you did this to me, and you told me to do, making it about you, and you. I really used to be on Monique's side with this whole blackballing situation. I was with her in all of this. But bitch, it's not about you. Somebody died. I hate to sound like Kourtney Kardashian, Kim. People are dying. Somebody literally died and you're making it about you. Girl, he ain't never going to apologize to you. He ain't never going to apologize to you. He's never going to admit it. He's a billionaire. Okay, one thing billionaires do, and look, I hate him just as much as you do. I hate billionaires as much as you do, Monique. But the one thing a billionaire is not going to do is except when they wrong. They just not going to do it. They never going to do it. Some might. He won't. Oprah won't. Okay, you better be lucky that Lee Daniels did. And you're doing movies with him and you're back up in Netflix good graces and all that other bull crap. Just take what you can get and move the fuck on. I'm sorry. Anyway, that is it for this show. We were on for a good 59 minutes. Probably going to cut down a little bit because I didn't make a lot of mistakes. So, it is what it is. We're going to give you the Real Housewives of Atlanta recap for episode 3 on Tuesday. Cannot wait to see you then. But until then, I will see you guys later. All right, bye.